Hey, I'm John Greaves III. I'm the founder of Garage Gym Life, and I love looking at home gyms. And I have been invited into the home of Landri Peden. Landri is somebody I've been following on Instagram for a while, and so it is a joy and a pleasure and a privilege, if I can learn how to speak English. It's a joy, pleasure, and a privilege to be able to go through your home gym setup with you. Thank you for inviting us into your home.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Let's go ahead and take a look at your home gym space, and then
Okay.
we'll end this conversation. All right.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So there's our board of woe. We write our programming up there every day.
Oh, look at that. Hold up. United States Marines. We're going to stop right there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Were
Yeah,
you
I
in
was
the military?
Army. John was Marines. So we got a little bit of a
Okay.
rivalry going on.
Well, guess whose side I'm on?
I know. You like the red crayons. It's okay.
Hey,
So, there's a bunch of specialty bars, EliteFTS. We've got Kabuki, Strength, Tsunami, mag bar attachments.
Okay, well, let's talk about specialty bars then, because you are a high-level power lifter, competing in sleeves and now in wraps as well.
Yep.
Which of those bars would you say gets the most rotation? It gets the most use, because a lot of people collect bars, collect home gym equipment, and then they end up never touching it. So for someone in your situation, what's the criteria? Like, which one of those bars do you use the most, and why?
We use the Kabuki. It's the Cadillac bar, so it's actually this curved one right here quite a bit.
Okay.
There's different grips on it, as you can see, like different angles. And then the bow kind of makes an added challenge. Like, we'll do a lot of like seal rows or bent over rows with it, floor pressing. It just changes the dynamic, and it's a little bit easier on the shoulders, in my opinion. I actually last year was coming back from a pretty bad shoulder. Like, it wasn't like a full-on injury, but I was like struggling. There was a really deep, sharp pain constantly in my shoulder, and the Kabuki bar was a lot easier to kind of manage that when I was working on bench.
And then you've got that, is that a football bar? EliteFTS football bar? Okay.
Yep.
So that bar's been around longer than the Kabuki. So was that the favorite until the Kabuki came out?
It was. We still do use the Elite bar quite a bit. We do that. We do a lot of like inverted rows and things like that. And we'll use the Elite bar because of the different hand placements.
Okay.
So, and I love the Tsunami bar too. I don't know if you've ever used one, but if you want to work on your bench and those stabilizer muscles, whoo. So we have like the regular speed bar there, and then we have like lat pull down attachment there, a little bit smaller. We'll use that for lat pull downs or like low rows.
So you just said speed bar. So we're going to be hanging out in this corner for a little bit. Okay. So what differentiates your speed bar from the bar that you use when you press heavy?
So the Tsunami bar, our coach programs us that quite a bit. So we'll do the Tsunami bar for like light speed work, because a lot of our training, like, we don't train heavy all the time, which some people think there's no way, how are you going to get stronger? But our coach, like, we're usually working between like 60 and 70%. And we'll do like sets of 20 on that bar. And I mean, your muscles are pumped up, and it's like, you want to go fast. You're exploding off the chest to really get that vibration out of the bar to work those stabilizer muscles. It's a lot of fun. Like, he'll program that with like hanging kettlebells on bands, which we'll do like static holds and all sorts of crazy dynamic stuff.
Yeah. I've done the hanging kettlebells thing. That is crazy. I've never used a Tsunami bar. I was actually doing a gym tour in person, and this guy had one of those DIY earthquake bar things with PVC. And so we were using that. I said, oh, that's kind of interesting, but I've never actually used a Tsunami bar. I know that it works. It's obvious because you can see affecting people, not just in terms of injury prevention, which is huge for
Mhm.
me. Well, almost 50 years old, so that's huge for me. But also with seeing you not getting hurt, but then also continuing to build strength. So
Great.
I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah.
All right. So what else do you have?
There's our little music station so we can listen to our jams.
Okay. You guys use
The
Spotify?
Spotify, yep.
Okay.
Rogue Rhino belt squat, absolutely love this. John and I do our own training in here, and we also do have private clients. This is perfect for those that don't need a barbell. Most of my women do not need to be under a barbell. So this is a really good alternative, and I use this as a really good accessory piece for them too. Like my powerlifters that I do have come in, we usually do something on the belt squat to work the glutes or whatever it may be that day.
Okay. Now, why do you guys choose the Rogue Rhino version of the belt squat? I know there's several. There are several out there since Matt Winning came out with their first one. So why did you guys choose the Rogue?
So we've used Matt Wennings in the past. I don't mind it, but it pulls on my hips kind of funny. Like I think it's like, I don't know if I'm not built big enough for it.
Okay.
I like
He's a
where
big dude,
I like where the cable is on the Rogue Rhino. It just the way that it centers the weight so everything can kind of stay in alignment. And you can really load it up. It doesn't take a lot to make it hard. I've used the Pit Shark and I think it's too easy. Like I can put like 8 plates on that thing and I feel like I'm not doing anything. This I
Right.
put like 2 plates on and I'm like, holy moly. So I just think, and it's a really good value. Like it didn't cost us like an arm and a leg, but it's a really nice piece of equipment. I absolutely love it.
I love that you brought out the fact that you've tried multiple kinds, because a lot of times people just go for cost,
Yep.
but you picked out the one that fits your body diet, your body mechanics the best. And
Yes.
then and that also avoids the other thing where people will just buy one because of the names associated with it, and it's tougher because it's a big deal if you have a home gym to have a piece of equipment that needs 6 plates on each side for you to use it, which means in a home gym, those plates are now, not available to use for anything else, which means basically only one person can train, right?
Yep.
Depending on how much weight you have. But if you have something that can get the same effect with fewer plates, then I think that's a win. So I like that.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
absolutely. So we got the EliteFTS lat pull down. I really like this machine. We can do lat pull down, also low rows, so different variations. It's a 300-pound stack.
All right.
So plenty of weight on there.
Well, what kind of increments does it go up in?
10s, I believe. It goes at 10s. So
all the way up and down?
All the way down. Yep.
Okay. All right. I know some of those stacks are like 5 pounds at the top and then they go to 10.
Yeah, nope, it starts at 10 and goes all the way down to 300.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And then we've got our EliteFTS squat rack. We spend a lot of time in this boy.
Of course, yeah.
We train conjugate, so this is really, really good for us. Got a pull-up bar on the top, and then we have pins that you can put down at the bottom because we do a lot of squatting against bands, squatting against chains, which we have, you can see over here, the Rogue mono attachments.
Yeah.
That has been really helpful. I was never using a mono before because I primarily compete USPA. This women's pro-am was my first APF meet and first one in wraps and first one out of a mono. So during my prep,
that's a different feel, yeah.
Yeah, so those helped a lot to kind of get used to that because the setup is different. We have the Ghost J hooks. These are really nice. Rolling the bar. This is really helpful, especially when we've got the loads that we have on the bar.
Yeah, it makes it easier to move it. Okay.
Yeah, so
I think to me, that's perfectly valid to use the rollers when, if you're moving a heavy load around. What I think is unnecessary is when somebody does it because they don't want to scratch their bar.
Right.
Because I'm like, when I remember Dave Tate actually had a video where he was like, when did people stop? When do people start saying, they want to baby their bar? It's a bar.
Right.
So I think that's hilarious.
We're hard on the equipment. I mean, like, and that's why like we do invest, in quality equipment. That's why you see we have a lot of EliteFTS, we have a lot of Rogue, we have Texas strength bars, Kabuki,
Right.
because that stuff holds up. And I mean, we train 6 days a week. So
Gotcha.
and we train clients. So it's like there's a lot of wear and tear.
A lot of volume, a lot of wear. Yeah. One question about the EliteFTS thing before you start talking about the reverse hyper is I know that they have a pretty robust customer service system as far as outfitting schools and whatnot. For the home gym side of things, did you guys use that and call them and say, hey, this is my space? Because they'll do that from what I understand. I'm not sure if it's always Matt Goodwin that does it, but supposedly you call them, you say, this is the space I'm working with, and I need to get, this is how I'm going to train. And then they kind of like work with you to develop it? Or did you guys just kind of cherry pick and say, well, we need this and we need this and we need this?
We kind of did a little bit of both. Like it was mostly cherry picking. Like we knew what we wanted, but like
they got like 17 different racks, for example.
Yeah, no, because we were
a
like
ton of power racks. You're like, well, which one do I need? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, we needed 2 combo racks at the time because we were on a team where we were helping them run meets all over like Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan.
Right.
So we have an EliteFTS combo rack, which I'll show you later. But we had an additional one for the platform. So we got those custom painted. Same with the squat rack that I just showed you, that's custom painted. And we were working with Nate, I think, for the majority.
Nate Harvey?
Yeah. So like super helpful. Like we would just like email him and be like, hey, we need this, we need custom stickers, whatever. And like they made it happen. So it was really, they were awesome to work with. And they took good care of us because I mean, we've bought a lot of stuff from them. So
yeah, of course, yeah. You're on Dave Tate's refrigerator.
right. Like,
got like a little refrigerator magnet you and John. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the reverse hyper.
Okay. So I absolutely love this piece of equipment. I came from the world of CrossFit initially, so I didn't really know anything about it. And then now training with my coach, Shane Sweat, who was very close to Louis Simmons. He has us do a lot of reverse hyper work. It's been super beneficial. I can guarantee you that's a big reason why my back has stayed healthy. My deadlift is going up. My squat is going up. Phenomenal piece of equipment. We actually got this one from a private party. He had his own kind of CrossFit pole barn and bought this brand new and never used it and listed it on Facebook Marketplace. And we were like, hey, yeah, we'll take that.
So I know you have a fair amount of space in there, and you already said that your husband is a puzzle master as far as putting stuff in, but that looks like it doesn't take up a lot of space, which is the thing that people are usually concerned about with a reverse hyper. Do you happen to know what see, it's like fits right in that little area.
It's perfect.
You probably can't squat and use it at the same time, but I'm assuming you don't anyway. So
no, that would be the only thing, because if the bar is sticking out, the pendulum will hit it. But it fits perfectly in that little corner. Because we were a little worried at first when we committed to it, like, where the heck are we going to put it?
Yeah.
And then that's where it ended up going, and it's been perfect. It doesn't get in the way.
Nice. Okay. All right. So let's is that another rack of bars over there?
So rack of bars. So we've got the EliteFTS.
Which SSB is that? Is that the
SSB, it's EliteFTS.
Nice. That's the one I have. I love that. Oh, I love that.
I do too.
I was at Steve Goggins' gym when it came out, and when he got one of the first ones, he said, Dave wants me to test these out. Let me know how you guys like them. I said, well, all right. I jumped right on. I said,
oh, that's cool.
it feels like when you put it on your shoulders, you know, like and I've used a few others, and sometimes it's just awkward, you know. And then I like the fact that you don't have to have your hands on it for it to stay balanced. I've used one where it's like if you took your hands off, that thing was leaving without you. And then I love that. And then it just feels perfect across your spine. So it's like you can feel the weight, but it's not like to the point where you can't concentrate on, you know, doing the exercise, doing the movement. Okay.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. And we use it all the time. We use it for squatting. We use it for sit-ups. We use it for JM presses, like you name it. So it's super versatile.
Nice. Okay.
All right. So barbells, we've got 2 Texas strength squat bars. Those are the first 2. Then Texas strength deadlift bars, 2 of those. Okay. And then the one on the end, this is the Kabuki Duffalo bar.
Duffalo bar. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I see a lot of chalk on those bars. Look at that.
Oh, you know, we use them all the time. I am a chalk monster. Let me tell you.
But she's not, okay, if somebody's watching this, I sometimes forget to say this. She's not putting chalk on the bar.
No.
You put chalk on grip tools. You don't put chalk on your bar.
Correct.
Okay. Public service
announcement. I hook grip too. So that's why the deadlift bar has so much chalk on it, because I really dig in the chalk so I don't rip.
Got you.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's check out this. This is an Inspire.
Yes.
Multi-station.
Love this thing. We use this a ton. So we picked this up locally out of, I think it's American Home Fitness.
Okay.
Here in Toledo. We got this like kind of like right when the pandemic started. Like our garage gym actually started because of the pandemic.
Oh wow. Okay.
We were both training out of a commercial gym. And when they were telling us the gyms were shutting down, we had our combo rack and a few bars over there and some other equipment. And John and I went over there, snatched it up, and started building what we have now today.
Well, how long did it take for you guys to put everything together? Because I mean, the pandemic was, you had to like jump on stuff quickly.
Yeah.
Because everybody, I mean, you're in Ohio, so you kind of have, you know, Roga's right there. Yeah. EliteFTS is right there. But still, I mean, stuff sold out fast. So how long did it take you guys to grab things? Was there like a mad scramble? I mean, talk me through that a little bit.
So we had a lot of stuff already. So we had the EliteFTS combo rack. We had a bunch of bars. We had kettlebells. And then we ended up, when everything kind of went crazy, we did jump on a few things. We ended up getting the EliteFTS leg press. We got the leg curl, dumbbells. Rep Fitness at the time had really good deals and they weren't sold out yet. So we bought their like whole dumbbell set like immediately. But we've just been kind of like getting pieces every so often. It's been over the course of probably, it took us maybe about a year to get like everything established. Gotcha. And so many trips to Tractor Supply. Like all of our flooring is the horse stall mats from Tractor Supply. Right. And like we had originally, when we started the gym, it was going to be like, okay, well, we're going to do the one half because it's a 2-stall garage, and then we'll park on the other. And then we're like, oh no, we got more equipment. So we're like, oh, we need more mats. And then we like go back and we're like, all right, now we'll do like 3/4 of the gym. And then we're like, okay, now it's all of it.
Yeah, so, you might as well just go ahead and just admit it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
like,
you guys
park it outside.
Did you guys have to cut the mats up to make them all fit, and then do like the thing with the Gorilla Tape?
So we didn't do the Gorilla Tape, but John is like super like attention to detail. I mean, maybe being Marine, right? And he like cut them like just precision perfect, and Puzzle Master again. They all interlock. There's no gaps. Like it's awesome.
So they don't move around or anything. Okay, yeah. I know some people also sometimes will take this. It's like a basic carpet tack, and you stick it up underneath the bottom of the mat to hold it together if you don't want a Gorilla Tape. But okay.
Yeah. Nice. No, we didn't have to do that. They're fit in here pretty tight. They go all the way up against the walls and the garage door. So, all right, more EliteFTS. So this is our quad extension and hamstring curl.
Right.
You can put bands on it on the bottom, which we do a lot of times to make it a little bit harder. This is actually pretty heavy by itself, so it doesn't take much weight to be effective.
Right.
So we use this for those two movements. We do seal rows on this. I've done just like body weight reverse hypers on the end.
Right.
It's a pretty versatile machine. I mean, we do quite a bit on it. It's a little bigger, so like tiny people, it's hard. Like I'm kind of like jumping onto it because I'm only 5'6", and it's
Okay.
still a challenge to get on it, but I really like the equipment.
Okay. Nice.
And then the leg press.
This is a piece that you don't often see in home gyms.
Yeah.
Again, usually it's because of space.
Yep.
But then also because a lot of people go into home gyms from a CrossFit background like yours, but not, and they kind of hang on to those CrossFit roots.
Yep.
So they end up not having leg press. What was it that was important for you guys to have a leg press and a belt squat, as well as somewhere to do squats out of the rack?
For us, it was the versatility, being able to have multiple options to take the load off your spine. Each of these pieces of equipment hit a little bit different. Head out.
Is that John?
Yeah, this is John. You want to say hi?
Okay, well, hold on now. I'm not gonna be the only Marine on this call. Yuck. Ra,
how are you doing?
Hey, your wife has been just singing your praises. She's talking trash about crayons, so you need to correct that situation.
What's that?
She's been talking about crayons too. You know how the Army is. You know how the Army is. You know, do all that to make beachheads safe for them, and then they're gonna come talk trash for us after we leave. You know what I mean? Golly.
Tell her we take it, they hold it.
Hey, you know what? They got excellent child halls, so we gotta give them. Anyway, it's good to meet you, man.
It's good to meet you too. Thanks, brother.
All right.
Yeah.
He's got to go, coach. We both coach at Glass City CrossFit in Toledo. I coach CrossFit, and he does a strength class twice a week. So
nice. Okay. All right. So, anyway, but you're saying like the versatility, just being able to keep the load off your spine.
Yep.
And the reason I asked that is because, so you guys started your home gym because of the pandemic,
yes.
Which means the belt squat was already out.
Mm-hmm.
The, obviously leg presses were out as well. So even with space at a premium though, you're like, yeah, look, we need to have the option of a leg press or a belt squat. And is it based upon just how you feel that day? You're like, you know what, or how your client feels?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, he's got something to say.
Oh, okay.
So like when I program, like the leg press, I find is much more quad dominant. Obviously you can vary the stance a little bit, but
right.
You know,
we're feet up a little higher, move it down.
Feet up a little higher, heels closer together, heels wider apart. You know, it is going to take some of the load off the back. You do have to worry about almost like a reverse butt wink. If people come down and they don't have the mobility in their hips, so they're not rolling their hips up as they come down. But like on the belt squat, like I love the belt squat because I actually got it. I never liked to actually squat on it before. I like to do hamstring work on it, like straight leg deadlift and stuff like that, because it just gave me a really good stretch in the hamstrings.
All right.
Since we've transferred over to training conjugate, that's opened up a whole nother world of exercises to do on the belt squat, from belt squat pull throughs, you know, with the belt actually on, to putting the barbell up on there and doing stuff on with the barbell and the belt on, you know, belt squat marches. And I use it with clients to take the load off their spine. I use it with clients before I'll put a barbell on their back usually. Just different things like that.
Activate them?
Activate them, teach them the movement, you know, teach them the proper mechanics from the lower body before we integrate like the upper body. You know, start them on the handles, you know, get them kind of in like that, you know, teach the box squat, teach them how to sit back into it before we go to a regular free squat and things like that. Progress from holding the handles to giving them a kettlebell out front, which gives them like that anterior load, which turns on that transverse abdominal, you know, just different things like that.
Got you. Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
Bye.
No, no, that was perfect. That's perfect.
He's very passionate. So yes, what he said.
All right. So yeah, so that's exactly what I needed to know. Like what it was. Again, like I said, space is at a premium, but you guys coach as well as you compete, and so you guys have to have. I just want to understand the reasoning behind why you picked what you picked. For, especially for somebody else who's looking at this like, oh, do I need to buy this or do I need to go with this other thing? So one question I ask you then is, if someone is making the choice right now and money is tight, would you recommend they go with the leg press first or with the belt squat first?
I would say the belt squat.
Okay.
Just for the pure versatility of it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. And also you can't get stuck on a belt squat. I mean, I'm sure there's a way, but I haven't figured out how to do it. So yeah, whereas I've seen tons of people get stuck on the leg press, I mean, tons of people, they put too much weight on there and then they go to failure and then it just doesn't move and they can't get the sled. Now they're just stuck. And my first job out of college was at a public gym. And so I remember we just like, you look over there, somebody stuck on the squat. All right. And everybody just run on over there and unload the thing and pull them out. It's just like, and then they do the walk of shame. Like, all right, what did we tell you last week? Don't do that.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I do like the elite leg press though. Like they do have the safeties on there. So if you do lose it, like you can still kind of get out of it.
Gotcha.
So I do like that. So we won't get stuck on the EliteFTS one. It might scare you.
Right, yeah. I mean, well, common sense will also prevent that.
You're right. I know. It's like, it's so hard as a coach. Like when I go to like a regular gym, I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like,
I gotta go to a regular gym next week. I'll be out of town, and I'm just preparing myself emotionally to see some strange things.
I know.
But I'm not gonna say a word. Not my job.
It's so hard.
Not my job.
Oh my gosh. I have to like walk away. I'm like, I can't.
That's funny. I might try to go to like a Planet Fitness, see if I can get kicked out.
I know, right? I sometimes go to Crunch Fitness to do like some accessories because we don't have so many machines in here. And it's hilarious. Like, I'm like, I can't.
This is very interesting. All right. All right. So, all right, I gotta be good. All right, let's get back on track.
All right. So we have the Rogue back extension.
Okay.
I absolutely love this piece of equipment as well. It's super simple. I think it's very important.
You guys pull that away from the wall and use a barbell with it, or you just use a dumbbell, kettlebell, or just body weight?
We'll move it all around. It's pretty easy to move. I mean, it's a little heavier, but I mean, John and I are used to picking things up and putting them down. So we move it. Like if we're just doing regular back extensions, like you can put pegs in there, so you can actually put bands on it. We'll do back extensions here. Sometimes you'll see us move it out onto the platform when we're doing more barbell work with it. Because we'll do like loaded back extensions. Like we'll do like safety bar back extensions. We'll do stuff like that. So we will move it around the gym. Same with, we didn't have room for an actual GHD. So we got the floor GHD from Rogue.
Okay.
It's not my favorite compared to like actually using a real GHD machine. But for the space that we have, like we'll do like the inverse curls. We will do the GHRs. But it just doesn't hit the same way as what a regular one would. But it works for a garage because we could flip it up if we needed to and get it out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, I have a floor. I have the original floor glute ham that Brian Schwab created. And the thing that I found with it, and it's probably what you found as well, is people don't realize, so that you lose that range of motion going all the way to the ground, like all the way down.
Yes.
You don't end up going perpendicular to the floor. Instead, you go parallel to the floor. So on the one hand, you keep the tension, but on the other hand, you lose a significant range of motion.
Exactly.
With the movement. So,
Yep. So it hits a little different, but I mean, it works for what we need it for.
All right. So let's see. You got the what I imagine is just one of several plate trees.
Yeah.
Are all your plates Rogue, or do you have a mixture?
So these are all Rogue. They're calibrated kilo plates. These have been on several platforms. These are just regular bumper plates. We'll use those for our clients, like our everyday clients. But yeah, we will take these to meets with us, and then like in prep and stuff, we'll use the kilos for lifting. We got these, we had these before the pandemic. So, because we were, like I said, we were helping out. Yep. So, and then there's the dumbbells that we snatched up.
Those are the Rep Fitness ones? Okay.
Yes. We really like these. The handles are really great on them. And the price point was awesome. Like these were super affordable. I think it was like a little over $1,000 for all of it.
Do they come with the rack?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So
how much weight did you guys go up to?
it goes up to 50.
Okay.
So we ended up buying, as you can see, kind of down here, Troy heavier dumbbells.
Oh, the competition style. Okay.
Yep. So we've got 55 to 75. Yep. The pro style. So we actually need to upgrade the dumbbells because we both are maxing them out now. So,
yeah, of course.
Strong people problem.
You have to find ways to make it harder. Yeah. That's a good problem to have though.
Oh yeah. And then there's I had a custom plyo box made during the pandemic.
Nice.
So my tattoo artist, Tony Touch here in Toledo, actually made that. He got the dimensions from Rogue because they have it on the website, and made me my little alien plyo box. So
nice.
And then all the bands and chains. So these are all, so we've got most of the chains we got from Lowe's, but then we have some like this one. So the darker silver, that's EliteFTS. And then the shiny, like longer ones right here, we got those from Bear Steel Equipment. Those are 20-pound chains.
He's in Ohio as well.
Yeah, he's awesome. We did a podcast with him last year. The Morning Lifter. But then we've got.
Have you guys tried his? We actually did a thing with his gym pin, not gym pin, his adder weight. You know, the thing for the weight stack. Have you guys thought about getting one of those? That's why I asked you when you were showing me your EliteFTS lat pull down.
Yep.
And I was asking you about the increments. I was wondering if you guys thought about getting one of those adder weights, like the stack weight pin from Bear Steel.
We have thought about it because we're starting to, like, not so much me, but John is starting to get close to maxing that out. So yeah, that would definitely be something we would consider in the future.
I mean, and then for your clients too, because let's say they can do 70, but they can't do 80.
Yeah.
The stack weight pin is 5 pounds. So it lets you go to 75, you know what I mean? To kind of give them a small increment. Okay.
So,
that a shoulder saver plan?
Yep. So we've got the bench block. We have just like regular, John built some of the stuff. We made little blocks for like deadlift and stuff. We have a wrap roller down there. Spud ink straps, different attachments. I don't know if you see the little grenades. Those are pretty cool. And then
Mark is always coming out with something different, man. It's like every time I turn around, he's got like some little gadget. And I like the spud ink stuff because it fits with pretty much any kind of gym equipment that you have.
Oh, absolutely.
So, like if I'm planning on getting rid of my power rack and getting a new one. And hopefully this year. And I don't have to get rid of all my spud ink stuff because I've switched, I'm switching power racks because it's going to I'm getting one that's going to have west side spacing and everything else. So that's what I love about the spud ink stuff. Is like it's so versatile.
It is. Like we have a front squat harness that we've used on the belt squat. We use it to do sled drags, like all sorts of stuff.
You mean like the sweater vest thing that he came out with?
Yeah, buckle and it's like a seatbelt.
Yeah, he calls it a sweater vest. I was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I love it. We do a lot of stuff with that. We have a couple of their belts, like for the belt squat. We've done before we got the actual belt squat, we used the Spudink belt for, like we'd stand up on boxes and use like hook a kettlebell to it and do like box squats that way, or belt squats that way. But yeah, like we have, and then we have like the safety straps, the Spudink safety straps for squatting. Cause like John doesn't like me being behind him when he's doing a super heavy squat, which I appreciate because I don't want to die. And so we'll put those up there. So in case there's a failure.
Hey, you know what? Legitimately, I've seen somebody fail. It was like an 800 something pound squat in a competition. I mean, there was nothing in the back could do. The guy's quad cramped up and he fell, and the Spudink straps caught it. Without a problem.
Oh,
so I was like, I mean, I've seen them hold tons of weight. Like I'm so sincere. I'm a believer. Then they last forever. You know, they'll last forever, man. So
And then kind of the last little bit we have. So we have a rogue bench up in the corner, another EliteFTS flat bench here, EliteFTS combo rack. So this has all of the pinholes. So this was one of those that I was talking to you about working with Nate. We customized everything. So we had it custom painted, and then we asked specifically for the pinholes so that we could do like our banded bench and all that stuff. And then much needed decline bench. We do a ton of decline work, whether it be sit-ups or dumbbell work, you name it. So this was a piece that we actually we got this one, a few months ago. Once we started training with Shane Sweat, we were seeing it come up in our program a lot, and we had never really used one in the past with our previous programming. So this was kind of one of the last pieces that we got because we use it pretty much every week. So, but yeah, so that's the gym. We somehow fit this all into a 2-cell garage and still have room. And I guess I'll show you one last thing. The platform, we actually built this. It's plywood. And then we got the carpet from Lowe's, and then just duct taped around the edges to seal it in and make it look pretty. We put hooks in so that we can do bands. So we usually will have the bar kind of running in the middle and then bands across. Gotcha. And we've done different variations of banded jumps and stuff on the platform as well too, just body weight stuff against bands to work on speed and explosiveness and stuff. But yeah, so that's our gym where the magic happens.
I hear you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that was an awesome tour. You showed me a lot of stuff, and I like the care and the thought that you guys put into selecting the pieces. I love the fact you can see the use. I said that earlier. I think that too many people buy equipment because they want to be the one that has the new thing that everybody's talking about. And then there's a certain subculture in the home gym community where they like to have this stuff and it all looks shiny, and they spend all their time refurbishing all the plates and whatnot. And I'm always in my head, I'm like, do you guys ever use this thing? Do you ever use all this stuff? Is it kind of it's like a car, you wax it and never drive it, right? So I love the fact that you guys have your gym set up so that it's aesthetically pleasing, but it's also obviously used, and it's just motivating to see it. It's the kind of place people look at. I know people looking at it man, I'd love to train there. You know what I mean? Now, as I mentioned, you are a competitive powerlifter at a high level. So you are sponsored by some cool people in the home gym community. So I want to give them a chance to get a little bit of shine because I really appreciate what they do for the home gym community and for strength sports in general. So talk about your sponsors. I know one of them is Sisters of Iron with Susie Aranda.
Yes. So I am sponsored by Sisters of Iron. I was actually their first original sponsored athlete. Such an honor. As a woman in powerlifting right now, as the sport is growing, so many women are starting to take a love for powerlifting and strength sports, and to be a sponsored athlete by an all women's fitness apparel company that is so supportive of other women. Susie is one of my favorite humans in the entire world. We have not actually physically met in person, but I have exciting news. We're going to be in Vegas for
Nice.
USPA Nationals.
Nice.
And I get to meet her for the first time, and I'll be at the booth.
She's a super cool person. Yeah. I got to meet her at USPA drug tested. No, actually I met her at IPO Worlds.
Okay.
IPO Worlds. So yeah, she's a really cool person. And she has a home gym. So, yeah.
Yes. I saw the tour. I want to go out there sometime. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, you better be an early riser. Remember?
I know.
I should be at the crack in the whip. All right. So if people want to be able to keep up with your training and find out, when you train, find out, how to become one of your clients, because you do, as you mentioned several times, you've got clients. Go ahead and let them know how they can keep in touch with you. Also, go ahead and give them the information in case they want to check out Garage Gym Powerlifting on Facebook.
Okay, yeah. So I am on Facebook and Instagram as Landri Lifts a Lot. You can contact me there about coaching inquiries or any questions that you might have. And then John is john.turin on Instagram. He does not have Facebook, but he also does do online and in-person coaching. Well, his is like, he jokes around, his online coaching is a little old school. He likes the pen and paper, and then he'll take a picture and send it. I'm a little more modern. I use an actual platform and everything that I send my clients. But and then Garage Gym Powerlifting on Facebook. We have a whole group on there that if you have a garage gym anywhere in the country, like, you are more than welcome to join. I am actually one of the administrators on there, so I will be approving you as long as you have a garage gym.